My name is Shahzeem Pasha. I'm a gemstone dealer and a jeweler. I source for gemstones across the globe for my clients and set their dream stones onto jewelry pieces. I come from a family of gem traders in Singapore. From a young age, I was surrounded by gemstones. My father, uncles, and cousins were gem traders. There was no pressure to join them, but after I made my first purchase, I was hooked. The first stone I ever bought was a 4-carat blue sapphire. After following father and uncle for various gemstone purchasing trips, I realized I needed to understand the stones intrinsically. This led to my study of gemology in 2003. Today, I'm a certified gemologist. I'm able to recognize, identify, and evaluate intricate details invisible to the untrained eye. The trade generally ranks stones as precious or semi-precious. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds are termed as precious stones, and everything else is considered semi-precious. But this classification is rather generic. Precious stones are not always more valuable. Some semi-precious stones can cost more. It all depends on the quality. I primarily deal with precious stones. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds. However, once in a while, I do get requests from customers for semi-precious stones, stones like spinels, garnets, crystal beryl, and tourmalines. These stones can be as beautiful as precious stones, and I'm just as passionate about those stones. I consider myself a private jeweler. My job is to go to sources and procure gemstones for my customers. The best way for me to look for gemstones is to go to the source itself. I travel to gem mines and markets in different countries around the world. Places like Tanzania, Kenya, Sri Lanka, just to name a few. The COVID-19 pandemic has rocked the gemstone industry. Before the outbreak, the global demand for gemstones was strong, and I was expecting a boom. But the pandemic has affected the supply chain, from the mines to the markets. I'm trying to work my way around the disruption. I need to rely on a lot of my contacts overseas. Some of these contacts have a really same wavelength with me when it comes to gemstones. The color that they see and the color that I see are very, very similar. These are the contacts that I can use to procure my gemstones currently.
We just wanted to wait to come back here instead of get someone in Australia.
I don't do walk-in clients. Most of my clientele will be referrals or by word of mouth.
So he wasn't honest and said,
Most of them will ask me to commission a special piece of jewelry just for them. These are one-off pieces and require really good stones. As such, I need to procure them from a specific source. I'm on my way to meet Natasha, one of my favorite clients. Natasha collects fine jewelry. She's got great taste, and I've procured many gems for her. Hi, Natasha.
Come. Well, I know Shahzeem about 10, 11 years. I was looking up for somebody who I could trust. I got to know him through my son's friend's mom, who's related to Shahzeem. When you make jewelry, it's always for an occasion, and it's always attached to a memory, and you want to make it memorable. And then it stays with you, and then you give it to your children when they get married or, you know, something like that. So I was looking for earrings.
Right.
So something a little bit hanging. not too much.
Right.
So like something with diamonds around, and then like it a bit dropped.
Got it. I think we should be able to get these colors. These are very good colors. I think the size we're looking at probably about 1.5, 2 carats each.
Okay, that would be nice. So with emeralds, you really need to be very careful, you know, from where you get them, who sells them to you, and there has to be a certain level of trust.
Natasha is a true gemstone enthusiast. Emeralds are her first love, and green is her favorite color.
I have my 30th wedding anniversary coming up, and it's a big one because not many couples nowadays make it that far, and I wanted it to be really, really special. And so I decided, again, emeralds. So I asked Shahzeem whether he could, you know, go and source me a really nice emerald.
It is all Colombian, right? 100%?
Yes.
Initially, when we were talking about emeralds, I wished she was going to mention Colombia, and she did. So that got me really excited, and I can't wait for me to find something special for her. I don't feel pressure when I get requests like this. In fact, I feel very excited because I like these kind of challenges. The price of gemstones is determined by a few factors, including its weight, which is measured in carats. 5 carats equate to 1 gram. A good Colombian emerald, which I typically look at, can cost about $5,000 per carat. For Natasha's request, I have to design a pair of earrings of around 2 carats and source for another emerald that's about 7 to 8 carats to be made into a ring. It's very easy to fall in love with emeralds. Emeralds produce the most stunning greens, hardly found even in nature. My father first went to Colombia in the early 80s up to the mid-90s. He was a really big lover of emeralds, and for him, the best emeralds came from Colombia. Even though it was very dangerous, and it was during the Escobar times, he felt that he needed to be there to search for the best emeralds. There was one time when my father became the target of a gang of kidnappers after they learned of his frequent transactions in Bogota, the capital of Colombia. Thankfully, his alert security guards foiled the kidnapping attempt. Despite that, I would love to go to Colombia to source for Natasha's emeralds. But with current travel restrictions, I have to resort to an alternative plan. Hello, Mr. Jeffrey. How are you?
Test, test, test.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
There we go, yes.
I think I can hear you too.
Audio just popped up.
Jeffrey Bergmen is an American who deals in gemstones out of Bangkok, Thailand. He's been in the business for close to 50 years, specializing now in emeralds. The gemstone trade is based on trust, and I trust Jeffrey, especially since my father and Jeffrey have worked together in the past. Natasha showed me her collection of emeralds, and she wanted to make a matching pair of earrings to her bangle that she had. She also requested for a fine piece of emerald to be set into a ring. Mr. Jeffrey, actually, I've got a request from a customer, you know, and I can't travel right now, so I really need your expertise. I need to borrow your eyes because I know you have a sense of color, unlike many people, so I really can trust you. I'm looking for 3 pieces of emeralds. Okay. One's about like a pair for earrings, 7 mm-ish, right? And then one more is for a ring. That's about 12-ish mm.
What sort of clarity expectations do you have? Are you looking for top material, no oil, minor clarity enhancement? What are your parameters there?
Right, so she doesn't mind minor clarity enhancements. Okay. It has to be, you know, eye clean. I mean, we know how tricky emeralds can be. Okay.
Probably the most available will be Colombian stones. I'll have the best selection with Colombian, which are going to be a little bit more than Zambian or Ethiopian, but they'll be readily available.
So she specifically asked me to, if possible, find Colombian emeralds.
That makes it easier, certainly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey.
Okay, I'll start hunting on Monday.
All right, man. Good luck. Emeralds are one of Colombia's most lucrative exports. In 2018, the value of emerald exports from Colombia to Asia amounted close to 70 million US dollars. Colombia's capital, Bogota, is the home of the world's emerald trade. Bogota is where emerald trading and services such as cutting and polishing take place.
Este es el sector esmeraldero. Antiguamente ocupaba muchas calles, como la séptima, la 15, y ocupaba también lo que era la cuarta. Ahora el negocio se ha reducido demasiado y no más. Está bonita. Esto es una ganga de esmeralda.
Jose is one of many traders in Bogota. Today he's scouting the streets looking to buy emeralds. Colombian emeralds account for 70 to 90% of the world's emerald supply. They are regarded as the purest emeralds in the world.
Está lindo.
A lot of business takes place outdoors at Bogota's informal emerald market, taking advantage of the sunlight to judge the color and quality of the stones.
Este lote yo le estoy dando 5 millones, pero quieren 6,5.
Like Jose, these traders mostly sell to local jewelers and those who come from abroad.
Vamos a caminar y mirar a ver qué piedra vemos por ahí para comprar o para observarla a ver qué tal.
Buying a precious stone is like a ritual. The seller shows the buyer a stone, the buyer studies it and makes an offer. The price they settle on will depend on the size, color, and clarity. And for Jose, it includes a spot of bargaining.
¿Esta es cuánto? Gracias. Buscando piedra en bruto para tallar y mirar y ganarme el valor agregado de la talla. Es como una especie de aventura porque la compramos en bruto, no sabemos cómo vaya a quedar. La talla me puede quedar valiendo 3.000 o 4.000 o me puede quedar valiendo solamente la mitad, entonces perdería capital. Es como una especie de aventura también. Pero hay que saber mucho de materiales para ir con un poquito menos de grado de riesgo en la inversión. Pues este pedito es bonito.
Esto ya, todo más fácil.
The raw emeralds come in different shades of green and are embedded in their host rocks. They often come with impurities such as fissures that are visible to the naked eye. The owners, to get a better price, send the stones to Walter, who runs a lapidary. He offers a fix for his customers.
Sí, señor. Pues hagámosle entonces la limpieza. Pues espera, entonces le hacemos la limpieza y pasa a mirarla más tarde o qué o mañana. Mañana. ¿Mañana? 15.05 pesado. 15.05. Listo. Una en bruto. Bueno, aquí. Una piedra en bruto de Muzo. Entonces la mandan para quitarle esas impurezas que tiene acá y esto por debajo. Esta piedra más o menos tiene un valor por ahí de 2 millones de pesos. Ah, hola Juan Carlos, siga. Hola, Walter. Más o menos tiene un costo de 20-25 millones de pesos total la piedra. Al curar ese daño, pues si cura el daño es más o menos un 30% más que se gana en la piedra, porque si, con ese daño que tenía así no es tan costosa, pero sí arregla, queda limpia, queda costando muchísimo más dinero. Eso, okay. Chao. Hasta luego.
The stones come from mines all over Colombia. The most famous emerald mines are in Muzo, the emerald city of the world. Here, a group of miners scour the riverbank for the precious green rock. I'm Shahzeem Pasha, a gemstone dealer and a jeweler. For years, I've traveled around the world buying stones for clients. So basically, you need to expose numbers, right, so that you can always verify. Then came the pandemic. Now I work remotely through partners all over the world. This is all Colombian, right? 100%?
Yes.
A client has engaged me to search for an emerald. Some of the best come from Muzo, Colombia. Most Colombian emeralds come from Muzo, about 100 kilometers northwest of Bogota. In the 1980s, Pablo Escobar, who was the head of a famous drug cartel, decided that emeralds could be a way to launder the profits from the cocaine industry. This led to disputes among the leading emerald mining families, and it escalated into a full-blown conflict known as the Green Wars. Muzo became one of the most dangerous places in the country. A truce was forged with the help of the Catholic Church in 1991, and it brought peace to the region since then.
Pues es que la esmeralda la número uno es la colombiana. Competencia en sí casi no hay, porque está la esmeralda en África, pero que no es la misma calidad, y la esmeralda en Brasil, pero no son de la misma calidad como tiene la colombiana, que es la mejor en el mundo.
Small emeralds embedded in rocks sometimes wash into rivers. Independent miners, known locally as the guaqueros or treasure hunters, look for alluvial deposits that contain minerals. A mining permit is required, although some guaqueros work illegally. This informal mining culture is similar to the days of the gold rush. Each miner hopes to find a precious stone that will change their life.
Este es el trabajo de nosotros las mujeres aquí en la mina. Mujeres y hombres y niños, y todo es el trabajo aquí de nosotros, aquí en la mina. Es mucho trabajo, esto es trabajo de uno que uno le toca uno duro, de 6 de la mañana a 2 de la tarde.
Emeralds can be found in the veins of quartz on the banks. They are quite brittle, so the guaqueros work carefully.
Si vemos 5 y sale una esmeralda, es para los 5. Este es el grupo de nosotros.
Without proper equipment, they work under the threat of possible rock slides and other accidents. Some former guaqueros have been employed by the big corporations. International mining companies such as Fura Gems operate such mines to source for emeralds. The Colombian government has welcomed this form of foreign investment to the industry. It has created tax revenue, modern technology, and employment. Licensed mining is government regulated. Workers earn a salary and have insurance. The crew also follow strict safety protocols.
Sí, yo fui guaquera un tiempo y ya gracias a Dios que llegó esta empresa aquí al municipio, que nos ha generado empleo, ingresos a nuestros hogares, para nuestro sustento de muchas familias aquí alrededor.
Nosotros trabajamos 14 días, descansamos 7, vamos una semana de día, que es de 12 horas, de 6:30 de la mañana a 6:30 de la tarde.
Although there are formal work opportunities, many guaqueros opt for the rewards and risk of working alone. It is a rough and tumble community driven by competition.
Pues como acá todo el mundo vive de las esmeralditas, lo que se encuentre usted por ahí, echando pala o como sea, entonces todo el mundo sobrevivimos de eso, de la esmeralda. No hay otra fuente de empleo más. Los que trabajan en empresas son muy poquitos. Entonces toca subsistir a lo que más se dé por ahí.
Guaqueros rely on trust and tradition.
Doy 2.20 por la botella, para que gane algo.
Hágale. Porque no sé si te gano 20 mil.
After weighing their stones, they hand them over to a dealer who takes the precious stones to BOGOTA to sell. Muzo, the emerald city of the world, continues to surprise with boundless treasures. And the guaqueros will keep hunting, hoping for that big score. When my father used to do business in Colombia, he used to tell me about the guaqueros. They are essential to the industry, and sometimes you can really get good stones from them. I try to do the same thing when I visit other sources, and I try to work directly with artisanal miners. This supports the industry and also sometimes get me a really good deal. I'm visiting an interesting place today. It's somewhat related to the gemstone industry, but with a completely different clientele. Hi Glenn.
Hey, Shahzeem.
How are you, man?
Yeah, great.
Apart from emeralds, rubies, sapphires, and diamonds, all other gemstones fall under the semi-precious category. The use of crystal stones for healing has been around since ancient times. Today, they have taken a different form, closely associated with personal wellness.
On the mineral composition, right? Different colors of minerals are formed in multiple layers.
I want to find out a bit more about your crystals. I'm actually particularly looking for amethyst, because that's my birthstone. Amethyst is a purple quartz that is usually found in the fractures and cavities of igneous rocks. It is a semi-precious stone that is often used in jewellery.
They're actually from Brazil, so you can see the colors from there, right? It's pretty dark purple.
Right.
And also partly what is unique about this piece is there are actually a lot of all the brown minerals, the gold rutile. We call them caucasinite. So actually for amethyst, they are very good, right, for calming and distress.
Right.
It helps to slow down our neural activities, especially our brainwave.
Right.
Yeah, so people tend to actually find it very soothing and calming looking at them. Yeah, so over here you can see there's a wide range of all the stones, crystals that is here. So just share with me, like, what are some of the things that particularly caught your attention?
I mean, for sure, the first will be the
Amethyst,
amethyst.
Okay, you can see that there's actually a few types of amethyst over here. So this is particularly, we call them the chevron amethyst.
The chevron?
Chevron, yeah. Chevron amethyst actually has got this unique quartz inclusion that you can see. So all this white little inclusion, it's actually the quartz minerals.
Right, like agate?
Correct. That's why you can see this cluster. It's a very good showcase where you can see two layers. The white quartz on the first layer during formation, followed by amethyst.
Glenn also shows me his other collection of crystal specimens, such as aquamarine, rose quartz, and pyrite, to name a few. What caught my eye was that these specimens of crystals were left in their natural form, which is attractive in itself. Amethyst used to be considered one of the precious stones, right? This was till they found a big mine in Brazil.
Yes.
But back in the day, this was one of the precious stones in the world. So I think that's also very fascinating.
Yes. Crystals has got their natural, unique geometrical shape and pattern formation, whereas for gemstone, they are actually extracted from the most purest part probably of every minerals, especially the top four, where you talk about, like ruby, talk about diamonds, we talk about sapphire, we talk about emerald. So these are actually very, very high grade stones, and they are usually faceted after that to make them into jewelries.
I actually wanted to show you something. I've got this anhydro amethyst crystal that's faceted.
It's really rare to see an anhydro in a faceted cut amethyst. Where do you get this from, actually?
I was at I think the Bangkok exhibition, and I was looking around, and I don't usually look for amethyst, but I was just attracted to this stone suddenly, and then when I looked into my loop, I realized there was a water bubble stuck.
Yeah, it's really amazing because it's pretty rare to be able to appear in a gem like this. So you can actually consider creating them or making them into like rings or pendant to wear it with you, because that would be great to sort of like harness the frequency from the crystal itself.
It was great to hear Glenn. To me, any gemstone that comes out from the Earth's surface is fascinating and mind-boggling to see. I'm Shahzeem Pasha. I grew up in the gemstone trade. Now, I'm a gemstone dealer and a jeweler. Due to COVID-19 travel restrictions, I'm tapping on my international contacts to get some deals going. So she specifically asked me to, if possible, find Colombian emeralds.
That makes it easier, certainly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeffrey. All right, man, good luck. Jeffrey deals in emeralds and other precious stones. He has stocks of uncut emeralds from many sources, including Muzo, Colombia.
Shahzeem has asked for a three-piece set, emeralds, Colombian, fine quality, for a ring and earrings. So I have a beautiful stone here. It's a 6.5 carat Colombian emerald. It's exactly what he's looking for. Well, this is a beautiful, vivid green. It's rich color, classically what they would call Muzo type color. Muzo is one of the most famous mines in Colombia where the emeralds come from. So we've got part of the order filled already. The other stones that he needs, we're going to have to go to a friend's factory, and he has some rough set aside. We'll choose some rough that's suitable for cutting a matched pair of earrings.
Thailand is one of the world's top colored gemstone cutting and trading centers. It exports over $600 million worth of gems a year. Thailand was once a major supplier of colored stones, particularly rubies and sapphires. But when the gems were depleted, it turned to importing gemstones and began to be recognized for their precision in cutting and polishing services. What is the
Yeah, cut from, it was just a coincidence. Yeah. If you put those three together, you have an absolutely magnificent set.
Jeffrey chooses a rough emerald that will be cut into 2 pieces of 1 carat stone for Natasha's pair of earrings.
I know.
Try to keep the biggest weight.
Keep the maximum weight, sure.
Yes, okay. Let's start.
Cutting emeralds is a tricky business because the stone is relatively brittle. The wrong amount of pressure will crack the stone.
So we need to decide what shape stone is gonna be. So it's gonna be a square, round, or oval, or trillion. Tricky question of cutting emeralds, that the question has a lot of fractures, inclusions inside. So in the process it can be broken. So the cutter should be very experienced to see if they can cut this or they cannot. There is no guarantee that the stone will be finished or the site will be finished. We can only expect it and hope for better. That's it.
Cutters glue an unpolished stone to a daub stick. Holding a stone this way enhances control and improves the accuracy of polishing. The process is tedious and requires intense focus and meticulous handiwork.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Jeffrey, so the finished the polishing already. The color came out nice and saturated. The clarity is great. So I think we've done a good job.
I think so too. The color is great, the clarity is fine, and the shape is perfect. So now we just have to take it off the top and clean it up, and then we take it to the gem lab to verify everything.
Yes, exactly.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kire.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It's over 9 carats. It's got great color, excellent clarity. And the next step is I take it to an independent gem lab to get a lab report on it to confirm everything is natural, and then I'll send it off to Singapore.
Kiang is an expert gemologist who owns a gem lab. He was my instructor when I was in gemology school in Thailand. Kiang is well known in the industry, and both local and foreign dealers go to him to get the stones certified.
So when people turn the stone in, basically we need to check roughly what stone it is. We need to weigh the stone. And after that, we need to check the stone according to the refractometer. We check the refractive index. Every stone will have their own refractive index, basically tell what stone it is. After that, we might check the stone according to the microscope to see inside have natural or synthetic inclusions. So the growth of the natural and synthetic inclusion, they are different.
Aided by advanced equipment, Kiang uses his expertise as a gemologist to inspect and analyze gemstones.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. I have 3 emeralds for a special order from my customer in Singapore.
Yes.
And I need to get reports on them and confirm that they're natural first and then origin also.
The report gonna be like this. Look like this, okay, which will tell you what is the stone and the origin of the stone.
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely.
For Jeffrey's request, Kiang needs to analyze the gemstone's inclusions. Inclusions are like the DNA of gemstones. They can reveal a lot of information, including the stone's geological conditions. Kiang will cross-check against an international database of gemological information that has been built up over the years and confirm his findings. This process usually takes 2 to 3 hours.
The emerald that give a good value usually come from Colombia. So people in the market, they use this term to say this is a good quality of emerald. Majority of the emerald in the market, 99%, they are treated by what we call in the lab as the clarity enhancement. Or basically they put oil or resin into the stone to make the fracture less visible. Okay, here is your certificate and your stone back.
As you can see here, in the report we'll find out if it's a natural or a man-made gem, what kind of treatment or enhancement has taken place with it, and the origin of the material. So now it's off to the insured shipping company to get them sent to Singapore with full insurance, so there's no risk on my part.
I'm Shahzeem Pasha. I'm a gemstone dealer and a jeweler. One of my longtime clients, Natasha, commissioned me to source for emeralds to design a set of earrings and a ring.
So I was looking for earrings, like it a bit dropped.
Got it. I think since most of these stones are Colombian, then we should get a matching Colombian pair of earrings for you. So I reached out to emerald expert Jeffrey Bergmen. He's based in Bangkok, Thailand, and is a reliable source of high-quality emeralds from Colombia.
Okay, Mr. Jeffrey finished the polishing already. The color came out nice and saturated. The clarity is great.
Once Jeffrey had contracted to have the stones cut and polished, he took them to a lab for certification.
Okay, here is your certificate and your stone back.
I just received this parcel from Thailand from Mr. Jeffrey, and these are the emeralds right here. And I'm really excited to see them, as it's no difference to treasure hunting for me, because it's like finding a treasure box. Let me see what he has here. Jeffrey is very, very experienced when it comes to emeralds, and oh wow. This is the kind of color that I actually really, really like. This kind of saturation is just perfect. Jeffrey really managed to stretch my dollar, and he got me a really, really good deal with this kind of quality. I've got the emeralds sorted. Now I have to get a design going. Natasha's earrings are in the works. For the ring, I'm working with a local jewelry company.
Hello, how are you? Come.
State Property has its own contemporary jewelry line and also undertakes special commissions. So the stone is a little bit deep, right? So I don't want it to be jutting out.
Like the gallery detail won't take up any space, especially if we choose like something like this, for example.
So I know Rui and Afzal for around 5 years now. Afzal's brother is actually a close friend of mine, and he told me that they were entering the jewelry industry, so I was very keen to meet them. And later I learned they were actually designers, and I like meeting designers because they have different kind of thought processes, and the way they design jewelry is a totally different ballgame.
Like she's an individual, so they were asking for a company.
I give Afzal and Rui free rein with the design. This is a creative process, after all. So I need to...
What Ray and I do is when we're designing a collection or any piece, whether it's a bespoke piece or whether it's part of our ready-to-wear lineup, we're always thinking of the design first, and there's always a concept that grounds the design. So we're always researching into interesting topics like science, space, gravity, and like we're inspired by architecture as well. And identifying a certain element from those places of inspiration then becomes our basis for the designs that we do.
To design successfully, Afzal and Rui need to know who they're designing for. Who is Natasha? What's her style? Once they have more information, they can decide on methods such as setting the stone higher or lower. First, the team will sketch on a piece of paper. Once they're happy with the design, they will bring it to a computer-aided design software to enhance it digitally. This gives us a clearer picture of what the end product will be.
When we showed Shahzeem the computer-aided drawing, the 3D render of this piece, he was happy with it. So what we did was, we then did a 3D print of this ring in wax, and then we cast it in gold. So this becomes the basis of the ring, and the 3D printing allows us to create very precise shapes.
Emerald is a very delicate stone. It can crack. So setting the stone requires a lot of attention and patience. The craftsman working on it needs to have a lot of experience.
After the setting of the gemstones, what we do is we do a final polish of the piece. It removes any of the slight scratches that might have happened during previous processes, and it makes the piece show ready, basically. I think behind the glamour of jewelry are very hardworking people who work in workshops that might not be as glamorous as the stores that sell the jewelry. It's a craft that takes years to hone. So the master craftsmen we work with have been working decades. Only with experience and with practice, I think, comes the skill to craft such beautiful jewelry. In Singapore, it seems to be a dying trade. there's not a lot of young people entering this trade anymore. So the people who do then are very precious to us.
There you go.
Wow, it was really worth the wait. They're beautiful.
So this design is more matched to the bangle that you have over there.
Okay.
And maybe you want to try it on first?
They're so beautiful. I've been really waiting for them. I asked Shahzeem to do something that would match the bracelet that he had made for me earlier. We had to wait because you had to get the right size, right color. There were so many things to it. So when he finally got it, he contacted me, says, I've got the right size, the right color. Should I go ahead? And then I said, yeah, just go ahead. And I just left it to him, and now, so happy.
There we go.
Oh my. It's so pretty. Let me see how it looks on my hand. I'm sure it will be good. It's really, really pretty. I really like it. I just love it.
For someone like Natasha, design is very important. She has a lot of jewelry with a lot of fanciful designs. After looking through her jewelry designs, I can get a rough idea of what kind of designs she would like. So this information, when I pass it off to State Property, they can commission a really, really spectacular ring.
See, maybe we should make a trip to Colombia and find another stone.
Natasha has been my client for years. Over time, our tastes have aligned. So we each appreciate the other's excitement. And I kept to the budget, the bottom line in any transaction. Exclusivity is a hallmark of the gemstone industry. Not many people have access to really, really good stones. As such, it's not easy to source the best stones. Sometimes they try to come and find it from me because they know that I have links to such stones. I do get a lot of repeat customers. The most difficult sale is always the first sale, but once trust is established, it becomes really much easier. How's the situation there? How's the family, everyone?
All good so far.
Agus and I have been friends since childhood. He's a fun chap. He's an investor based in Bogor, Indonesia. When he was studying in Singapore, he lived in our house and he always saw a lot of gem traders coming in and out. That really sparked his interest in gemstones. And after finishing his studies and returning back, he regularly contacted me for gemstones. And we've developed this relationship ever since.
Yeah, Jim. I just realized that, check it out, my mug. My coffee mug, it says it's a Leo. I'm born on August, so I'm a Leo. So this coffee mug is, the stone for Leo is, can you see it? Ruby and topaz.
So which one are you looking for? Which one are you looking for, man?
Probably the ruby, if you have any good rubies. What should I get? I mean, what kind of rubies should I get?
I suppose the best kind of rubies for you will be your Burmese rubies. Your size, maybe around 4 to 6 carats. Pigeon blood.
Yeah.
Those are the nicest to get, man.
Yeah, 4 to 6 carats sounds good to me.
I think it's good for your size. Yeah, I think it's...
Not too small.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll be waiting on that. Just let me know if anything came up, okay?
I'm definitely gonna let you know, man.
All right.
All right, Gus. Take care, man. I'll see you soon, man, hopefully.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
I'm going to look for a pigeon's blood ruby from Myanmar. These are the reddest of red stones and exactly what Agus desires. Remember last time you told me you got this 5-carat ruby you ever showed me one time?
No, forget it. Because you know why? If I sell it or what, I can't replace it, Shahzeem.
Ya. Galiannya berapa dalam, Mas?
Ke bawah 20, ke samping 20.
I need Agus to immediately fall in love with the stone at first sight.